Hey motorcycle people and R9T owners, here's what I've been dreading to do. I just really dislike brake fluid. Around 20 years ago, I was servicing my old Airhead front brake master cylinder, and when I released an E-clip holding back a plunger, it shot out towards my face, hit me in the eye, blasting with brake fluid. I turned out okay, but since then I think I've developed a kind of fear around brake fluid. Today's maintenance task turned out to be an uneventful and easy one, thankfully. I'm going to show you how to change the fluid in your brakes, made even easier than back then with the help of a special part. Our bikes are equipped with front and rear hydraulic brakes, and every 2 years the fluid that provides the pressure to activate the brakes needs to be changed. Over time, the brake fluid absorbs moisture from the air, which lowers its boiling point, making it unsafe and can lead to corrosion within the braking system. I'll be swapping out my stock brake bleeding nipples for these special aftermarket brake bleeders called speed bleeders. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, and I'm trying these out for the first time. So in this video, you'll have to use the speed bleeders to do this correctly. I won't be doing the fluid change the old way with loosening and tightening the bleeders or using a vacuum. The speed bleeders have a built-in one-way valve that allows the fluid to flow out while preventing air from entering the brake system. That allows this to be a simpler one-person procedure. So let's get into it. Here are the tools you'll need. T20 and T30 Torx, 5/16 inch open-ended wrench, .4 brake fluid, 3/8 inch outside diameter, 1/4 inch inside diameter tubing, and any kind of container. Start off by putting your bike on the side stand, but turn your bars to the right. We're trying to get the fluid reservoir to be as level as possible. Get your T30 Torx and locate the 2 bolts that secure the brake lever to the bars. Loosen the bolts until you can rotate the lever on the bars and make the reservoir as level as you can. Just eyeball it and secure the lever in place. Now get your wrench, because we're going to come down to the front brakes to swap out the stock bleeder nipple for the speed bleeder. Have the new speed bleeder ready along with some paper towels, because the fluid is going to start flowing out as soon as you remove the stock bleeder. Sorry about the angle here as I loosen and remove the stock nipple. And then I'm immediately going to swap in the brake bleeder and tighten that down snug for now. Once the bleeder is secure, take one end of the tubing and press it into the bleeder nipple, and the other end of the tubing should drain into your container. Now come back up top and wrap some paper towel around the fluid reservoir, which now should be level. Brake fluid is corrosive, so you want to protect your bike in case any of it spills. And I'm going to secure it with a rubber band. Use your T20 Torx and remove the fluid reservoir cap by removing the 3 bolts holding it on. Now remove the cap and set it aside, being careful not to let it drip on your paint. Here's where the fun begins. Loosen the bleeder nipple just up to the point where fluid starts to flow out. Then have your brake fluid ready. You're going to squeeze the brake lever, which pushes the fluid out, and you will simultaneously fill the reservoir with fresh brake fluid. It's really important that you not allow the fluid level to drop so low that air starts to get sucked into your brake line. Always keep some fluid in the reservoir. And you'll keep doing this up until the fluid coming out of the caliper is as clear as the fluid you are putting into the reservoir. Once you're satisfied, come back down and tighten the bleeder nipple. And carefully withdraw the tubing from the nipple. Remember that brake fluid is corrosive, so clean it up really well. And then move on over to the other side and do the same thing. Swap the bleeder nipple out, squeeze, fill, etc. Retighten the nipple.
Let me add a little bit more brake fluid.
Yeah, from the new one? Okay.
Once you've bled both calipers, you can top off the fluid in the front reservoir and replace the cap. It's the same procedure at the rear, except there's only one caliper. So you'll swap out the bleeder nipple, remove the cap from the rear fluid reservoir, pump the brakes, and fill. If after this procedure your brakes are feeling soft or a little spongy, then that means you've got some air in the system. To get rid of the air, apply some pressure to the levers, leave it for a few hours or overnight. Pressurizing the brake lines will force any air to consolidate into a larger bubble and come to the surface. If there was a lot of air in the system, you may need to bleed the brakes again, but now you know how to do it. And that's basically it. I highly recommend giving the bike a good wash around the fluid reservoirs, at least to make sure there isn't brake fluid sitting around on the paint finishes. You got this. I know you can do it. It's really easy. Good luck, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.